I have gone through the couple of sessions. I didn't got much of a time, and I really appreciate the kind of effort these guys are putting on for you guys, especially to be a market ready. I would say in the today's language that you should be market ready and you should be able to sell yourself to the IT companies. So that is how I have seen it over the past of 10 or 12 years of experience in the current space which I had, and it's kind of a mixed feelings, I would say, getting my name attached to PVPP again. As Pradeep said, I'm Pradeep's batchmate. He might have missed it. So it's been a great. So there are quite a good memories, and I really appreciate what the work is Pradeep is putting into getting all the alumni giving session to you guys. So that's it, guys. So hope you have had a good lunch. 3 to 4 session is a pretty like a favorite session for me because it's kind of a sleepy session for most of the time in many of the meetings. So I hope I do not bore you guys. So let's start. So first, I'll just set a context. What we're gonna do for next 30 odd minutes. Initially, I'll talk about the tools and technologies that are in space which I am currently working on. Okay, which are market relevant right now, I would say. And the second half, I will talk about different personas or different designations or different users I interact in a day in life, day to day life. So, like example, product owner, product specialist, business analyst. So these kind of roles are there. So I'll just try to put context in terms of AI and ML, the product line which I'm currently working, how those roles are playing in current scenario in any ecosystem, in any IT company. In the later part, the first part would be about the technology which I'm currently working. Okay, so let's start about it. So as the name says, it's a reactive to proactive. So one line to describe this is that example is that suppose let's take the latest new normal corona example that we had unfortunately last year and still going on, right? So most of the time what used to happen that we used to get cough, cold, those kind of things. It has to happen to our health, and then we have to go to the specialist, consultant, or doctor, right? So it is basically a reactive mechanism which we are working, especially in health domain. Okay, what if I tell you, if I sense all my activities, what the kind of food I had, where I have gone, which country I have gone, then what atmosphere I'm living, what kind of air I'm consuming. If all those data can simulate and get mined and put into one dashboard in any kind of application, okay, and that application kind of getting linked to the my consultant, my health consultant, and he is able to see tracking, basically monitoring my activities. And as soon as before I reach a threshold of a fever of 102 or 101 degree, before I reach that, or I if I fall into that trap of red zone, I would say he will proactively tell me before initial only 1 day, 2 day, maybe 48 hours times, that a kind of a tip, a solution, a phone call or a message saying that look, you are going into danger zone and there are chances you might fall sick. Okay, so just imagine this kind of situation where you are proactively being told by someone this is gonna happen, okay, because of the things you are doing currently. Okay, and I really believe so this kind of technology is available, getting explored in the market, and will be delivered soon, ready to use, I would say. So that is the meaning of from reactive to become proactive. So I would say help us into not only health, I would say. Let's take an example of your mobile network using 5G technologies or any development code, rather than after getting code failed, then somebody at a QA stage, somebody from QA team is creating a bug for you that this is not working, you should repair it. Okay, what if as soon as I punch the code, someone from a human intelligence, we call it as artificial intelligence, uh, picks and checks that code, and there itself gives me suggestions or fixes for me, right? So before it goes to the fail state in the QA stages, okay, the code or the product will get fixed at my stage only, right? So that is how the industry is moving, I would say. Basically we want to be use whatever human intelligence possible, get all kind of data points and put into the machine, and see what patterns, recognitions, OCRs we can develop and suggestions we can develop and give it to the user. Okay, so that is how the current industry is going. Okay, so yeah, next slide, Pradeep. Yeah, so basically two things which are in very hype in today's world: automation and automation in IT, I would say. In layman's term, automation is anything which is a manual process. There will be some machine, other than human, script, a code, a product will do that job. That is a layman's term of automation. Now think about automation in IT. So there's a huge, I would say, scope for automation in IT. Okay, all of you might have studied the waterfall model, the traditional model we follow for product development. Okay, so that if and I'm quite aware, uh, today's generation might also aware of agile transformation, how the agile is changing the way that we used to develop the waterfall model. So just 2 minutes I'll explain the waterfall model and how the agile is going to help on it. So traditional waterfall model, as everybody know, there are 3-4 teams, like a developer, a requirement analysis, then a developer, and then product manager, and there's a client, testing team, and then there's a client, right? So these are the 3-4 stages of normal product development cycle. Now whenever we see we get a requirement, we used to freeze that. Okay, like a 3 months time will be for requirement gathering. After 3 months time, in traditional way it will be development analysis, idea generation. After 3 months, it will be sent to the QA team, and once the QA team finds anything, it's come the cycle comes back to the development team to develop the product, and then again after the changes it goes to the QAQ, right? So ball is getting played between these 3-4 guys, mainly two guys, between developer, QA, tester. Now after that has been done for 2, 3, 4 rounds and number of iterations, finally it goes to the customer. Now imagine in the January customer has given some requirement, okay, and after 3 months time of 3 months development, 3 months requirement gathering, in 9 months we have delivered the product. Now let's take an example of last year's 2019, before COVID, right? COVID hit us. So January there was some requirement of a hotel industry app, right? Or any kind of app. The requirement was specifically given that people gonna come into the hotel, gonna do the checking, booking, eating, and staying on a hotel. All kind of stuff was there. But in March the lockdown happened, and there was no person allowed to roam in the roads, highways, or into, or even enter into the hotel, right? So after 3 months the requirement got changed from person, right? People want to go for a virtual tours. Okay, right now in person I cannot go, but is a virtual available? So that was the requirement change happened, right? But if you follow the waterfall model, I would really afraid to say that it's very hard to adjust in the waterfall model, I would say. Agile gives you that benefit, that requirements, development, changes, continuous integration, continuous development, and pipelining will help continuous requirement change, continuous flow. So that is how the Agile helps. And automation in IT, the framework we follow, most of the companies, is Agile Framework. Okay. So as the name says, we have to be agile to the changes and adapt to the changes whenever the changes come from the customer QA team. Okay, and we have to deliver small portion of product or code to the client on regular basis. So client also gets something at every quarter, and we also start developing continue at every quarter. And in the meantime also we will able to see what is the market trend, what is the latest technology we might have missed while gathering a requirement analysis. Okay, yeah, Pradeep, next slide. Yeah, so I since I am in the this AI ops product space, so I'll explain what is AI ops. So AI ops is basically IT operations. Most of you guys might have heard. There's a ticketing tool, there's a monitoring tool, there's a cloud operations. So all those kind of IT operations are there: infrastructure, data center, Windows administrator, Linux administrator, database administrator. So those kind of all operations are there, right? So the current trend, 3-4 years back, it was completely manual. That suppose some Windows machine used to go down, or some Linux example, a person from L1, that Windows own user used to call L1 desk, look, my so and so IP address, the Windows machine is not starting up, I'm not able to connect the internet for that matter. And then it used to the L1 person used to log the ticket in ticketing tool. So there are various ticketing tools, ServiceNow, BMC Remedy, Microsoft DB, Azure Monitor. So those kind of ticketing tool get used to log the ticket. So once the ticket is logged, somebody from L2 or L3 team tried to look into the ticket and try to resolve the ticket. So this is a normal flow which was happening, and most of the organizations still it is happening. Still, the way the work, I would say, going on is the similar line, just what I explained right now. Now that is a reactive way of just I explained, right? I just want to link the first few minutes I talked about the linking from reactive to proactive. This is the normal way of traditional way, I would say, was working. Now suppose nobody, rather than L1 person creating a ticket, somebody from the previous history of that user identifies what kind of solution L2 guys have applied or given to the user. Can I fetch those results or the input instructions and show to the user while logging into the ticket? Okay, sir, if you have this kind of problem, these are the previous solution we applied. Try these steps, and in case if error does not get resolved, there's always option of calling a help desk, right? So this is the path which we were following when we say AI ops, artificial intelligence into the operations. So not only the historical data, resolutions of the issues, what kind of steps a person has performed on that particular issue, uh, can those steps be given to somebody else who is facing similar kind of a issue? Okay, like someone's internet is not working, so what kind of uh, so we'll run a query in the charges are going to get changed. Microsoft Azure has increased the changes in the market, so that's going to impact your business. So this kind of notification generally that can be pushed using AI ops. Okay, so when we say AI ops geosystem, there are 3 4 keywords: industrial IT, tools analysis, automation, monitoring, modeling. So these all are related, programming, these all are related, or I would say these all are combined together in a AI apps product space. Okay, yeah, next slide, please. Next slide, Pradeep. Yeah, thanks. So you can see here the various tools, product, platform available in the market. uh, I'm just putting this slide into just to let you know, guys, these kind of technologies available readily in the internet space. You can go have a look around it, just see how those things works. Okay, so basically this consists programming languages, platform, core platform, native technologies, non-native technologies. All those technologies are a platform which helps us to create a AI or ML product solution. Okay, so a solution, I would explain in layman's terms. Solution is if there is a problem, that my code is not working, my ticket is not getting logged, I don't have a network. So the steps, the remediation steps, or a code or a fix that we push, apply, or give it to the client, that we call it as a solution. So it can be in a code, it can be in terms of product, it can in terms of SMS, email, a callback, those kind of stuff comes under the solution. So you can see the Spark is there, Python is there, Elastic, Moonshot DB, MLR, RPA, Spacity. These are the technologies. The only purpose putting this in front of you guys, that most of you might have known this, just to put the broader perspective. These are the technologies you can explore, and I would not say, I would not hesitate to say that this is the future. You will definitely gonna be in next 3 2 3 years, if you're gonna getting placed last year, guys. this you will have these touch points in your life somehow or other, somehow or other. So just have a look about it. And you have a free internet available, that is for our generation also was available. Just go and have a look about it. This gonna impact our life soon, I would say, or already impacting. Many of us might not know yet. Yeah, next slide, Pradeep. Yeah, another just slide putting into perspective of the AI ML product, the platform, the infrastructure where we work, and the tools and the Q lab that works. That is currently getting work. So Kubernetes, all of you might have known Kubernetes, TensorFlow, Pytrek, Python, Hadoop technology, Spark. All these are technologies which in combine gives you AI ML product solution. So just for a layman language, AI and ML two different things. Everybody knows that, right? Yeah, ML is a machine learning language, and it just help us to create and build AI. Okay, human intelligence, or we call it as artificial intelligence. Okay, yeah, Pradeep, next slide. Yeah, again, the big word in the trending word, I would say, in the market, machine learning. So everybody has, I hope these kind of subjects are included in uh, the batches, the current engineering batches from the various universities, not from India also, but from foreign also, like a data scientist and all those stuffs. Three, four types, all of you know: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, autonomous learning, retrospective learning. So basically, machine learning, languages, with the help of languages, various languages. Let's take an example of me, what I do. So the current product line which I'm working, the product is built on a Ansible and Python language. Okay. So and plus Java is also there, Groovy is also there. So what we do as in my product space is that we have built a product using machine learning languages. TensorFlow is there, RPA is there, robotic RPA is there, TensorFlow is there, and Python Trek is there. So using these languages with the help of Hadoop, cloud solutions like GCP and Azure, we have we are currently in a space where we are giving a solution to many financial organization or retail manufacturing guys, how we can automate their process. And not only automate, okay, not only automate, how we can eliminate the human error in the current process. That is the what line of business or the expectation of a business uh, has from a resource who joins this space. Okay, this machine learning platform or products can be developed in a cloud, and I would say most of the clients which I'm working right now, they are moving towards cloud development of these products. So GCP is there, Azure is there, AWS, all these clouds support development of product. They also have a training material and video available free. It's a free for student. I would like to iterate this. And most of the courses are free for the student, or it will be like a $1 or $2 maximum. Let's take an example. Just few months back, I completed Azure Administrator. So it was due to the pandemic hit, guys, and the student was not able to attend the college. Microsoft was offering Azure certification, any line of certification for $1 per student. You just have to upload your college IDs. So those kind of learning resources are available. So in market, in free to available to you guys. So I'll definitely encourage all of you to go and have a look around it. Just get a feel about it. Uh, all our data is going to cloud. That's what they say, most of the guys. So our lives definitely gonna get impacted by this, I would say. Yeah. Next slide, Pradeep. Okay. So the first half concludes about the tools and technology and platform and what the business expects. Okay. Now I'll come to the interesting part, I would say, the part which I'm here for, I would say, or I would more interested putting this into in front of you. If you choose AI ML as your career path, okay, what kind of roles aspiration you will have, and what is the career path you want to follow? Or basically, whenever there is a company who says that they build AI ML products. Okay, from where you can start and how long you can grow. So the limit, I would say, the sky is the limit for this stage. Okay, it's just about your creativity and kind of solution you're building. And very critical thing to be get noticed here is that you should be ready to change. Like for in my decade year or so experience, I started as an infrastructure engineer, Microsoft technology specialist, and the world was not yet ready, I would say, to accept the cloud thing. People were not aware of the security of the cloud, and if something goes wrong into the cloud, a server is not visible to me, everything is virtualized. What will happen? Whom should I contact? How those gonna get replicate? And if something goes wrong, my internet goes down, my whole infra will be affected. So that is how it is moving. When I entered into who say that it's okay, it's safe. You try it out first, move your 3 4 applications, build your 3 4 application, and then completely move your tech stack. So that is how it is moving. Now coming back to the main topic, that what is the initial role you will get in any AI product line of business. So initially you will be joined as a developer, solution engineer, and then slowly you will move on become a solution architect. So developer, I will not waste a single minute of time, uh, because most of you know developing what is a code development and how to do it. Okay, I'll just focus on the solution architect part. I believe so that that is a space where we need some light. Okay, in terms of engineering graduates, so what the solution architect is role, as you can see, the base of the solution architect is the development and creating a solutions as a solution engineer. So once you follow that part of 3 4 years of development, 3 4 years of solution engineering, so then you know the product, then you know the technologies, not one, most of them more than 1 2 3 4, I would say. You have a understanding how the business works, what client needs, and what kind of solution will be robust, reliable, and available. If you have that kind of understanding in 6 7 8 years, you will gradually graduate from developer to solution engineer to solution architect. So that is the initial path somebody follows. When I say initial, solution architect does fall into 10 years plus category. Okay, developer solution engineers is the beginner role, I would say, in any entering into any MNC, IT MNC. Uh, then after you complete development solutions, the next level you can reach is a business analyst or product specialist. Okay, business analyst is, I'll explain in a short. Business analyst is nothing but who understand the business and who just enough understand the code. Like you have a programming language knowledge also, plus you have a business knowledge also. Like what client exactly saying, what is his requirement. You should able to understand, listen carefully, and try to put those all thing into one box, and then pitch those things or deliver those things in terms of the these are two different definitely gap in the requirement what client has given and the development or end product which has been developed. So business analyst is a person basically who is in place to breach that gap. Okay, so that is the role of business analyst. He understands the business and he analyzes the code and problem. He gives the right input to the client as well as right input to the development team. If development team feels the requirement which has been given by client is not feasible, it is not out of the box, it is not reliable, it is not secured, how you can communicate those things to a client in a linear, polite, and understanding way. Okay, example, let's take an example. Client says, I want a website for my hotel management. I have a hotel, I want to just publish a website. Client says if it is a secure HTTP URL, no issues. I don't want to spend time in HTTPS or money into that. Okay, I don't want to have the HTTPS, TTLS certificate, SSL certificate for that matter. Now developer sense that many of the communication transaction gonna happen through the credit card or debit card, right? So all those transactions gonna go via SSL certificate. So even though your website is not HTTP, many of the transaction will get declined by the financial organization since your website is not secure. So he just clearly says, sir, this cannot be implemented. We need to develop a website HTTPS. Okay, as a business analyst, you cannot go from a developer same pitch same line to the client. He will throw out of you in the room. Okay, he will definitely throw out of you. He'll talk to your manager and say, this guy don't know what my requirement. So the role of business analyst is to communicate the business impact of not putting HTTPS and what are the disadvantage of having HTTP, a financial loss, transactional loss, approval loss to client, conveying in a linear pattern, linear manner, understandable, a layman's language much required to client. So that is a middle level role you can play as a business analyst. Product specialist is nothing but a person who understands the product in and out, from technical, from architecture point of view, from implementation, from presentation, from reliability, from availability, in and out. He is the whole and soul of that product. So that is the role of product specialist. So once you become developer, solution engineer, spend quality amount of time. I would say quality because most of the guys say how much time I should be developer, how much time I should be senior developer, how much time I should be solution architect. So there is no number definitely that anybody can tell. The quality is very important thing. The amount of quality we put into the work what we do, that defines our experience and depth of the subject. So that defines how you're going to progress as a product specialist or if you want to become a product specialist in future. Last, or I would say the upper hierarchy of the this space would be a product owner or product manager. Okay, and when I say product manager and product owner, that moves to the consulting, pre-consultant, CTO, CEO level after, sorry, after these levels. Okay, product owner is product owner. Difference between product owner and product specialist, I would say most of the time I find many of the guys had that kind of overlapping or gray areas, or fail to understand the difference between owner and specialist. So owner, product owner is, you can say, a manager who owns the product. If the product gets failed, he is the whole and sole responsible for the solution if that gets fails. Okay, product specialist job is just to create and design a product. Okay, the success or the downward trend or non-success completely lies on the product owner. He is in the consulting frame of the products. I'm talking about the product specialist. He's in that consulting box. Okay, he has in-depth knowledge about the product. Whatever small question product owner has about the product specialist should able to give it to the product owner. Okay, he is basically owns that product. He can sell that, he can pitch that, he can convince client, he can change the requirement. He generally sits with the client at the client level. The stakes are very high at a product owner level. Like you have to treat it like a client itself. Okay, so that is a product owner space. Yeah, next slide please. Okay, just elaborating the three roles or personas that I dare in day-to-day life of me I interact: developer, solution engineer, solution architect. So what kind of challenges the solution architect or the solution engineer will face? Like a business constraint are there, project constraint, technology constraint, and enterprise level constraints are there. When I say constraint, there are challenges which faced by developer. He's not able to understand the language. He's taking a handover from somebody, and the handover is not complete. Those kind of challenges, or the code or the feature of the feature release of that language is very latest and nobody has implemented it. There's a risk of failure in it. So those kind of things are there. Those are the challenges we face in this phase. I would say a persona, a developer or a solution architect. Okay, next slide, Pradeep. Now coming back to the business analyst and a product specialist scope, as you can see, what kind of operation or actions that a person need to be performed as a business analyst. Those are explained here, and you can see there's a need identification, elicitation, collaboration, requirement communication, requirement modeling, and at the last, requirement management. All these things does require a coding and programming language knowledge. Okay, not thoroughly that you should not just go and tell developer, keep aside, I will code the product, I will code the language. You should know the small nuances, how to give a solution or how to pitch a requirement from client to a developer. Okay, so first you need to identify the needs of the client and put in such a framework that developer understands it. That is a key role. Okay, and while doing so, what things you should do? You should do collaborate, you should do elicitation, you do iterations, multiple rounds of meeting with the client, with the developer. That is a complete role, I would say, of business analyst. Is critical thing here is to notice need identification, requirement communication, modeling, and then how you manage those requirements. Okay, that is a key part. A client might give you 10 requirements, right? But you having just 5 member of team, right? And or suppose 2 members of team, 2 members of developer cannot develop 10 things at a time, right? How you can prioritize? How can you make team efficient? Or as a developer, how you can suggest the thing to your team lead or a business analyst? Sir, like if you do this, this gonna save this much amount of time. If these two requirements we can club together, these two requirements we should not club together. This kind of suggestion as a business analyst I expect from a developer in my current day in life. If the guys is not just coding what the person or the requirement has given to him, he's just thinking about it, he's logically thinking, then doing decision making about it, and then coming up with the solution and better approach, how we can develop in a faster way and obviously in correct way. And the next is the career slide. You can say it also has uh, the career span. I would say the month amount of time you should spend on each role. This is not hard coded, it might change person to person. Okay, let's take an example of me. As I said, I started as an infrastructure engineer, Microsoft technology and using computing. Then I moved on to the BFSI, for building AI/ML product, for solution of financial transactions. Then I moved on to the completely new space. The current space is AI ops, where I'm doing automation for SAP operations, batch operations, cloud automations, cloud migrations. How can I automate? How I can monitor all your data center machines? How you can there are retail stores, right? Example, Reliance is there, Amazon is there. How I can keep all the machines business ready on the day of business. On a Monday morning, all machines should be checked thoroughly. My POS machine, my scanner, my counting machine, my gun, my Wi-Fi, my router, my network cable, my POS machine, my pricing system, my database. All these things need to be checked Monday morning before I log in into the store, right? All these checks, can a machine do it? And if machine is doing, how can it help to improve the business in terms of money and in terms of correct decision making? So that is a requirement. Why I'm saying that, technology is evolving, so we have to be ready to accept the change and move in line with that. uh, just to reiterate, the amount of duration each person can spend in particular role: a business analyst, a consultant, senior consultant, manager, principal, and so on, so a partner. Okay, partner maybe channel partner, something like that, or you own a product basically. 0 to 1 year, I would say, for business analyst. Then you become consultant. then you become senior consultant. So generally it varies on which industry you are, which language, which company you are. Okay, generally you can keep 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 years in each role. That will land up you after 4 or 5 years in a consulting or an individual contributor role that we call as IC, individual contributor. Yeah, next slide, Pradeep. Same, just to elaborate the career path a person can follow, or very interesting field, I would say. You guys can understand that why I'm focusing on business analyst and understanding the business, because now when I go to the interview for any college graduate, or for that matter any experienced guy, I don't want to hear the solution. I want to hear multiple solutions, and a multiple way of doing the same thing, and how those are comparatively different from each other. How those are cost saving for me. Those kind of extra thing we look into the candidate. That can he do something extra? Can he use his brain rather than a memory? That this is a step you need to follow to solve a problem. Can he use a brain just to think out of the box? Those kind of requirement we look into the market when we go for a hiring. Okay. Yeah, Pradeep, next slide. Okay, now coming back to how you gonna achieve, or where you gonna find this kind of learning material or courses or certification. So three platforms are majorly known, everybody knows that: AWS, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and then GCP, Google Cloud Platform. All these technologies are available. Most of them are available free into the market. uh, Most of them are charges are there. Videos are there, consulting videos are there. A certification path is there, how you can start from one persona and evolve around different personas or different technologies in the cloud space. I would definitely encourage all of you to go have a look of this various certification path in terms of cloud available onto the internet, which helps you to develop AI/ML product space, as well as gives you bit of interview preparation. It's gonna help you in an interview, definitely. That is my experience. That if you know these terms works, how the analytics works, how the licensing work, how the procurement work, how the deployment of code work, what is a fallback mechanism. If you know or familiar with it, definitely gonna help you in a career or interview. That is the first goal. I would know that most of you guys are looking for cracking that 30 minutes interview of technical round and then managerial round, right? So that is this is the kind of slide shows about the AWS career path. So that is it. Next slide, Pradeep. A similar way, this is the Azure roadmap. As I said, Azure does give free certification courses, learning courses to a student. I would encourage you to go have a look, make a choice of where you want to fall. You want to fall in infrastructure, you want to do an UI designing, you want to do network administration, cyber security. Choose your hobbies, or try it out, and then see where makes it more sense, or where you are more comfortable. And then so on and so forth, you can move on to the next career path, wherever you want. Just get a try and feel, I would say. So this is the current slide shows about the AWS career path. Hello, Pradeep. Hello, Pradeep.
Yes, Abdul. Yes,
Yeah,
hello,
sorry, I lost. There was a loss of network. Yeah, can you go to the next slide, please?
hello.
Yeah, can you go to the next slide if you are able to hear me? Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so this is the GCP, Google Cloud Platform certification, available in the market. People can start from associate and then professional, then G Suite. Okay, just to explain again, as a developer, as an infrastructure engineer, as a UI developer, as a product developer, or a platform developer, or a native programming language developer, all those kind of person or roles you guys are looking, this platform does allow you to pick and choose the technology you are comfortable in or which are currently used by market, and just try it out, I would say. Yeah, next slide, Pradeep. Yeah, so that yeah, so we have come to the end. Yeah, that's it, guys. So I have taken a little bit of more time than what I expected. Sorry for that. uh, Pradeep, we are open for a question and answer. If anybody has that, we can take it.
Okay, students, if you have any doubt, you can ask directly. No issue. Yes, students, any doubt, any query that you want to clear it out? Anyone?